It's the Toyota RAV4, a perennial bestseller among two-row SUVs. But in the world of RAV4s, this one is special. It's the RAV4 Prime. It's a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle Toyota says has the longest EV range of any PHEV. I say it's got 302 horsepower combined, and that makes it a lot of fun. Let's find out more today on Family Wheels. The Toyota Canada website says that the RAV4 Prime is in very short supply. The Toyota USA website says it's in extremely short supply. Why would that be? Here in the summer of 2021, the automotive industry is facing a shortage of chips. And if you didn't know it already, automobiles these days are just packed with microprocessors. So that could be one reason. However, the other reason has to do with subsidies for electrified vehicles. In Canada and the United States, the RAV4 Prime qualifies for a really large subsidy, $5,000 Canadian, $7,500 US. And guess what? That takes the price of the RAV4 Prime down to pretty close to the level of the next lowest spec of RAV4. So people are saying, I can get a RAV4 Prime plug-in hybrid with long range for about the same price as the next lower model. I'm taking it. And a little later, I'll walk you through a breakdown of price comparison with subsidies and so forth on the various RAV4 models. Well, top of the like list is that EV range. You can go all electric for 68 kilometers, 42 miles, and that's the top of the charts as far as PHEVs go. Additionally, the EV range of the Prime appears to be greater than specified. After a full charge, the estimated range was 79 kilometers, 11 more than Toyota's official claim of 68. That's 49 miles, 7 more than the spec. But as with all electrified vehicles, real versus estimated range can vary depending on heat and AC use, and especially on speed. If I change the drive mode so that we can mix the internal combustion engine with the electric drive, you get a combined total of 302 horsepower. There's 2 electric motors up front, 1 in the back, and of course a 4-cylinder turbocharged ICE engine up front. Toyota says this is the second fastest vehicle it makes after a high-spec Supra. The handling is fine, but it's not super sporty. Quite a bit of understeer. All-wheel drive system is heavily biased toward the front. Like many an SUV, small SUVs particularly, the software that controls everything keeps the bias to the front. A lot of the time, you're just in front drive. If you punch it, then the rear wheels kick in a little more. That's either on all-electric or with gas and electric together. Rides fine, smooth and quiet on smooth surfaces. But if you start hitting bumps and road that's been patched frequently, you really don't get that good a ride. I'm not thrilled with the ride in this. A lot of that may be down to tires. This has Yokohamas on it, and they're 235 by 55, 19-inch rims, blue earth, and I'm getting that means something ecological and low rolling resistance and very environmentally friendly and using a very little gas. However, such tires tend to harshen the ride. There's certainly a decent amount of luxury in the top spec of the RAV4. We've got the XSE all-wheel drive version and a premium package on top of that. We've got a big panoramic sunroof, which is absolutely lovely. I have a very nice head-up display in front of me. Some nice bins down there and one here for the driver. It's just the utility and the cleanness of design that impresses. I'd also say that of something nobody really comments on, and that is the door handles. The door handles on this thing, they have a nice grippy rubber surface on the inside, smooth plastic on the outside, and they work beautifully. They work so well it makes you think, why don't other door handles do this? And you don't see many auto reviews in which people praise the door handles. Also on the like list is the Jbl Sound System. Yes, everybody seems to be putting higher and higher end sound systems in their vehicles these days, but this JBL setup sounds really good. Now, having said that, we don't have wireless CarPlay. You have to plug in your device, and more vehicles these days are getting wireless CarPlay, at least, not as many Android Auto. And that may be due to the fact that this vehicle has been on the market for about a year now, and a lot can change in a year. Another example, yes, there are lots of USB plugins. I've got one here, got two in the bin here, got a couple in the back, but they're all USB-A types. So talk about first world problems. There are no USB-C connectors. You're going to have to use an adapter. Well, time to go over the notes. If you spend enough time on a build and price website, you can get a little foggy-headed, so I thought I'd sit down here in the pleasant back garden and go over some of the data with you. The base price of the XSE all-wheel drive is $51,590. However, the premium technology package, which gets you a lot more luxury like the panoramic moonroof, also, very important, the 6.6 kilowatt-hour on-board charger, well, that's another $5,400. Takes you to $56,900. However, we have a $5,000 federal subsidy, and in British Columbia, $1,500, so a $6,500 subsidy. Well, that takes us down to $45,090. Compare that to the regular hybrid XSE model with the tech package, $42,170. Well, that's close to $3,000 difference, and makes the Prime perhaps more attractive in Canada than the regular hybrid. And remember, our gas prices in Canada are just ridiculously high, particularly here in the Vancouver area. In the US, the subsidy effect is even greater. We have the XSE at $37,210. That's the base XSE plus the tech package minus $7,500 federal, not including any state subsidies here, $37,210. Well, if you take the regular XSE hybrid, not a plug-in, you add the tech package, it's $37,885. Doesn't get any subsidies. And so you end up with the Prime, the plug-in hybrid, costing about $600 less. One more important note, if you want to down-spec or you're looking at a Prime at the lower specification, bear in mind that it only comes with a 3.3 kilowatt-hour charger, and so your charging time will be longer. Just before I talk about the cargo space here on the RAV4 Prime, sharp-eyed viewers may have noticed this little OK sticker, and it's issued by the province of British Columbia that allows people in plug-in hybrid electric vehicles or fully electric vehicles to drive in HOV, high occupancy vehicle lanes, making their commute that much easier. The RAV4 Prime loses a bit of cargo space compared to the regular RAV4 hybrid. That's because it has a larger battery. This vehicle has 33.5 cubic feet of space behind the second row. That compares to 4 cubic feet more in the regular RAV4. Here at Family Wheels, we have a typical cargo load, 3 bags of groceries, a backpack, and a stroller. Let's put them in the RAV4 Prime. So despite the larger battery, we've still got lots of room in the back of the RAV4 Prime. And credit to Toyota for having an actual spare tire in the back of the RAV4. Nice touch. Also back here we have this is a cargo net that can be spread out across here, and there would be room as well for the charging cable if you need one to go from 120 volt wall current into your RAV4 Prime. Unfortunately, with our rear-facing child seat in the rear seat, that's the type that takes up the most space, you're not left with a lot of room up front. I'm 5 feet 11 inches tall, 180 centimeters, and my knees are right up against the dashboard, so the RAV4 comes up short there. With the driver's seat positioned comfortably for me, sitting in the rear, I have just enough room. My feet do touch the bottom of the seat, but my knees are clear by an inch or so. There you have it, the 2021 Toyota RAV4 Prime. To date, the PHEV range leader. I like it a lot, but what do you think? Leave a comment, give us a like. Thanks for subscribing, thanks for watching. I'm Richard Detman. See you next time on Family Wheels.